Good evening, everyone. Good afternoon, good morning, depending where you are. This is Brother Benson, and I'm glad this evening to have Sankara with us. We just want to share or get his opinion of what happened during the weekend and what is happening right now. Sankara Barigani.
Hey, good evening, Ben.
Uko salama?
Niko salama kabisa, labda wewe.
Mimi niko mzuri.
Mm.
Nilifurahia kukuwa na wewe jioni ya leo ili tuzungumze mambo inayotokea katika mlingo wa siasa. Mingi tu zimetokea na tutajadili, wewe pia utusaidie ama utupatie wazo lako, na ili pia wale ambao wanatutazama ama wanatusikiliza pia wasikize. Mm.
Napata kuelewa.
Tukienda kwa mada ya leo, this weekend, I think, the weekend that I just passed, especially from Luo Nation, we lost one of great musicians, that is Princess Julie. And Princess Julie was well
Mm.
known with her hit song, Dunia Mbaya, Mayo Kiki, So the fraternity of entertainment have lost one of the greatest. So our condolences to the family of Princess Julie, and we pray that they have strength during this time of grief. And also something that also we've just seen, the Chief Justice Martha Koome just appointed the bench right now, that is going to hear the petition of impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua, and those are something that's what we are also going to talk about. So thank you so much again for coming in. To start with, what can you say about the state of the nation right now?
Kenya, Kenya, as Kenyans, we are on our own.
Yeah.
The country is on autopilot. The president is currently a businessman. He is auctioning everything. Very soon, we will be told this country belongs to Nigerians and we should move to some other space.
Okay. Um, just
Um, on
surprised by.
Prince Julie's sudden death,
Mhm.
yes, the Queen of Benga. My sincere condolences to the family,
Oh,
and may her soul rest in perpetual peace.
okay. Thank you so much. Were you surprised yesterday when the Right Honorable Prime Minister defended Adani?
You, you are breaking, Ben.
I can hear you. I'm just asking, were you surprised yesterday when the Prime Minister defended Adani?
Yes, come up again.
Were you surprised when the Prime Minister defended Adani, the former Prime Minister?
Not really,
Yeah.
because there's a big difference between politicians and leaders. There's a time that leaders act on political basis. So the person of Raila Odinga defending Adani and them having met in 2012, and the Kalonzo Musyoka's party senator splitting the beans or spilling the beans on the Raila association with Adani, it puts us or begs the question on the integrity and genuinity of Kenyan politicians. Whenever anyone is speaking, does it mean that they speak because they are not part of the cake eaters, or they speak because it concerns the people of Kenya?
Mm.
Trust you me, understanding Kenyan politicians is so difficult because today, in the recent past, Senator Dan Mwanzo was together with Kalonzo Musyoka and Raila Odinga. He never spoke anything. 2012, I was in class 8. Till to date, I'm a past uh, graduate. And still, you find out that today it's when they are speaking about the Adani deal. So you wonder, when were all these businesses sealed? So it's not a surprise. It is politicians doing their business, and they have to say anything.
And can this one inform the reason why the president is not even worried, even the members of the members in parliament did did not even raise a flag when Onyonka raised the issue. That it seems that this is something that was known. Okay, so I think seemingly we have a problem with the network.
We don't
Hmm,
have a parliament. We don't.
yeah.
We don't have a parliament. What we have is a house of lawmakers elected by citizens, but they've forgotten to do the jobs they are supposed to be doing on behalf of their people. The MPs we have, majority of them are criminals. The DCI has got their records. They cannot, in one way, attempt to speak against the executive decision. Tomorrow morning, DCI will be on their doors, and they have to protect and prevent that. How do they prevent it? They have to side with government business or agenda without questioning. So that is the scenario we are in as a country.
Okay. Thank you so much. And we want to come to what happened during the weekends. It was a hostile, especially environment for some of the MPs or members of parliament who are allied to Kenya Kwanza, especially in the there was the one in Nakuru. Um, there was also one in Kinangop. Also, the CS, no, Moses Kuria also had some a bit of hostile environment. Where what does that this one speak? Okay. Thank you so much, everyone. I think our guest seems to be having a problem with his network. So, Migudi, I don't know whether you are somewhere near. If you can clock in and let's continue with the conversation of today, this evening. But our main discussion of today, we wanted to go around the Right Honorable Prime Minister defending Adani or supporting Adani by saying is a reputable company. And we know so many people have protested about Adani. So we are asking, what could be the motive? Did he know about all the process that Adani wanted, or all everything that has been happening, or everything that is happening with Adani, especially coming to the country and uh, uh, getting all this contract? Gitonga, thank you so much for joining. They speak for their stomach. That is true, and that begs the kind of leadership that we have. And I don't know. So who will we believe? Um, okay, thank you so much. And so, if you're there on the comment section, just let us know your take on the Right Honorable Prime Minister supporting Adani and saying that Adani is a very reputable company. Another thing that also is taking place is about the judge. The judges have been appointed by the Chief Justice. We have Justice Eric Ogola, Frida Mugambi, and Anthony Mrima. Those are the judges that will listen to the impeachment case of Deputy President, and as they will be listening to that impeachment. I mean, if the impeachment case, we wanted just to have like a legal perspective. I wish Miguda was here, could have assisted us to know whether when they will be going through that judicial review, will the Senate stop impeachment motion, or they will continue with the same? So that is That is what we are looking for. And another thing that also has happened. Hello, Sankara.
Ben, let me tell you,
Yeah,
I'm back. I've been listening.
yeah.
The petitions that have been filed in court cannot, in one way, stop a parliamentary procedure. This
Mm,
is a process that is enacted in the law, just like an election. The courts cannot stop an election, but the court can nullify an election. In our constitution, removal of the presidency was unprecedented, and therefore, just as the law uh, uh, immunes the deputy president from prosecution while in office and the presidency, the
mm.
same law cannot prosecute their removal. So the appointment cannot stop the parliamentary process. I have just read the National Assembly Senate Speaker make a ruling this minute that the court cases cannot stop a process that is already in the floor of the House. It's like the court is going to suspend Senate from working. So those are just political speculations. But the reality is the court can only interject or come in at the end of the process and not now.
So just in case, when the appointed judges will be listening to this case, so the Senate will also proceeding with the impeachment. So at what point will they make their ruling, after the impeachment or in the process of? Mhm. Okay, thank you so much. I think we have a problem with the network. Hmm.
I'm here.
Yes.
Yes, so the ruling, this for me, I read it the political way. By the time the court will be done listening to Gashagua's case, he shall have been impeached already by the Senate, and that will be the climax of the event.
So if, if he's impeached, let's say like in the event that is impeached before the court make a ruling, and the court say, okay, the process was not lawful, what will happen? Will they reinstate him, or what will happen?
The court will not reinstate Gachagua.
Mm,
His fate lies with the Senate. The decision made by the Senate shall be final in this case.
okay. So we will be looking into it. And now let's come to the when we want to look at the government of Kenya Kwanza, you know very well that this is a government that came in place, and their policies were that government that cares about the mama mboga, the boda, and those who are living below the poverty line, or those who are struggling. And it was against the dynasty versus the hustlers. But if we even look 2 years into this administration, majority or major plans of the government has not actualized. What does it tell about this government? Okay. Thank you so much. I think we have a problem here with the network, and hopefully things uh, will change with him. We have a problem here with the network. Sankar, I think we have a problem with the
Yes.
network. Network keeps on dropping.
Oh,
Yeah, we keep on losing you. We keep on losing you. Can you proceed?
Manois. Sorry? Yeah?
You can, you can proceed. I can't hear you. Maybe you have muted.
How are you doing?
I'm doing very fine, my brother. How are you?
I'm good. Where are you at? We've been looking for you.
Yeah, I've been trying to get in, but I've now tried. I've now managed.
Okay, thank you so much for coming in. And we I seem to be having internet issue with my guest, and I think he can go, he's fixing it, so he might be back. Otherwise, how was your weekend?
My weekend was okay because I went to church and also yesterday I went to watch some football, the local one. So the weekend was well taken care of.
Okay, Gor Mahia or which one?
No, local teams. We are supporting local teams.
Like Gor is not local.
God is above local for now.
Gor Mahia is a word.
Gor Mahia is international because Gor Mahia got support even locally and international. People in UK support Gor Mahia. People in New York support Gor Mahia.
Uh,
Gor Mahia is even being sponsored by very, very known companies, unlike these local teams.
okay. Okay, thank you so much. On the weekend, you people did a very good job. Actually, you talked of the politics of the day and all that transpired. And today we are just coming to do a recap. Deno, thank you so much. Daytime, thank you so much for joining. Gitonga, also, thank you so much for joining. And if you're here for the very first time, please kindly subscribe and be part of the family. Share the video. The the Chief Justice has appointed three bench that include Justice Eric Ogola, Frida Mugambi, Anthony Murima, that is going to listen to the case, the impeachment case of Rigathi Gachagua. And the Senate too is in the process of impeachment. But right now they are discussing the ones for Kericho. What will happen, because the judges have now been appointed, the bench is constituted already? What is going to happen?
What is going to happen in terms of the Senate
Um,
proceeding
will
with the
the,
impeachment or
will the
the
Senate
appointed
continue with
judges?
the process, or it will wait until the judges make a ruling?
You know, the fact that this is a new developing case in the country,
Yeah.
we expect to you can't predict accurately what can happen, but what we expect that once there is a bench has been constituted by a chief justice,
Mm-hmm.
the Senate ought to have waited for first so that we do the court process first, because so that we can come back to the Senate. But we do not know because the Speaker of the Senate has insisted that on Wednesday they will be on with the impeachment trial of Rigathi Gachagua, Amason Kingi. So we do not know what will happen. Maybe if you can wait up tomorrow, we'll know. But if the Chief Justice has appointed three judges to hear the trial, it
Mm-hmm.
means that the Senate ought to have waited first so that we hear from because the the Chief Justice got direction from the High Court, Lawrence Mugambi.
Mm-hmm.
The direction was given from the High Court that he should constitute three judges to hear the trial cases. They were going to look at some constitutional rights, that there were some constitutional rights like illegality, irregularity. Even they're going to ask questions like, is it a right for senators to here and try the deputy president, such things. So even the Senate is on trial in that three-judge bench, which has been considered by Chief Justice. So we do not, but I expect that the Senate ought to have waited, but according to how they are arguing that this is a political process,
Yeah.
that they are going to impeach Rigathi Gachagua on Wednesday, and also they are saying that Rigathi Gachagua case was done some weeks ago. It's just a matter of events that they are going to unfold. So from that point, that's the matter I can give to our audience. That for now, let us wait and see how events will unfold.
Okay, thank you so much. And we will also wait and see what is going to happen, because this is something that is very new in our land, and we will see how the judicial review is going to give its ruling. Now, were you surprised yesterday when the Prime Minister really defended Adani?
I wasn't surprised. I
Yeah.
wasn't surprised when Odinga defended Adani, because that is the exact thing we expected him to do. Since he joined the broad-based government, he has no option but support the government agenda. And because even he relies on that government to support his AUC bid into the Ethiopia, Addis Ababa kwa Baba. So there's no need Baba can oppose the government, because there's many goodies he's getting from the government. Other than that one, the people in the finance and the energy sector are his own expert, whom he donated to the government. People like Mbadi, that is the former chairman of ODM, people like Opiyo Ndai, former secretary of political affairs in ODM. So how do you expect Baba to oppose the Adani deal, and his expert are the one who want to implement the Adani deal? Opiyo Ndai has given his signatory into the deal that has given there is 95 billion contract in Adani with Ketraco, and also Mbadi is the CS for finance. So how do you expect Baba to oppose the Adani deal? Adani deal is good for Baba because Baba has his expert in the government, and his expert is going to implement that Adani deal. So there are many people are saying that Adani deal sometimes sponsored Baba campaign in 2013.
Yes.
That Adani deal has been Baba's ally. That Baba met Adani people before the 2022 elections. Ruto also met them. So people say that even the Adani placed a bet between Baba and Ruto. So they know each other. So Baba supported them, which was not news to me. I expect it to happen.
So, uh, talking about the supporting of the Baba Adani, and this you remember today, is it the senator for Makueni, Dan Manzo, yeah, said that. And why is it that it took so long from 2012 until today? This is 2024. Today is when they are coming out to say that. Why? Why is that one so?
I don't want to go into details, but what I can say that Dan Manzo was somehow specific that ODM, but you know ODM by that time it was called where ODM and White were partners.
Our
So
partners, yeah.
he was trying to exclude Wiper that it's only ODM who are being sponsored, because ODM, the presidential candidate was from ODM, the running mate was from Wiper. So it is Adani dealt with ODM guy, Raila Odinga. So was trying to exclude Wiper from that deal. But the question could be, if it was wrong in 2013, does it mean that now it is right? Because no, if it was right in 2013, does it mean that now it is wrong because Baba's joined government, because Baba's part ways is Wiper? So Dan Manzo is pointing it out. So even you can see the way our politicians are hypocrites. Even those people who are now in their position pretending to be saints, they're the same people, because when it was favoring them, they never pointed it out. Now it's not favoring them, they're pointing it out.
Now they're accusing the government of of not being very sincere. Yet
But
when
even with them, they were never sincere about the 2013, because if they could have captured power, they could have
yeah.
used the same identity to do this PPP program.
Mhm. Okay, thank you so much, and we will be waiting to see how the events will be unfolding in the impeachment of the DP president. And you know, there's this question that people have been asking, that the downfall of deputy, or the tribulation that he's facing right now, he is his own master of his tribulation, that all this that is happening to him is because of him. He should not blame anyone. Do you agree with the sections of Kenyans who believe that?
Yeah. So some sections of Kenya believe that is the author of his downfalls.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can be the author of his downfalls, but same Kenyans also are saying that they are having sympathy for him, that they should go, all of them. Why are they why are they having sympathy for Rigathi Gachagua at the same time they are saying he's the author of his own downfall? He might be the author of his downfall. But where I wanted to agree with Rigathi Gachagua
Yeah.
by moving to court, because there are some uh, fundamental issues that court must explain to the people. Also, court must interpret things like why it good for a speaker vis-a-vis the deputy speaker to take sides in the National Assembly. Is it right? Is that the principle of natural justice? Was there a fair hearing? Things like that. Things like public participation. Court must interpret it to the best knowledge of a layman. So we are in court. So that's the good step. Regarding Gachagua second, he has gone to court so the court can interpret. And you have seen the way the petitioners laid out their allegations. They have given Rigathi Gachagua counsel or lawyers a very good easy work to argue in court, because they have been given points that they can argue in court. That's why there's so much confidence going to court.
Okay, so and because based on what let me share the link, because I'm seeing Ayaga is on the link. He wants to get the link.
Okay. Let Ayaga come.
Yeah. Okay, let me just share the link. Sorry, everyone. Let me just share the link so that Ayaga can come in and assist us here. So, and even when you look at public participation on how it was done, it was more of politics of it because it was something that was predetermined. And if you are very keen enough, you listen today, yesterday, the central, is it Imenti, central member of parliament, he said that we were told to impeach, I quote, to impeach Gachagua so that Kindiki can come in. But now things are changing. What does it mean? Like, does it mean that you, as a member of parliament, you cannot make on your decision based on what was on the paper and say, "Okay, these are the reason why we are impeaching him"? You have to wait and be told. Yeah. So, which means
Yeah.
the impeachment is something that is remote controlled from somewhere.
That's why I told you that the decision was made long time ago. So they're just waiting for the events to unfold. The people who made the decisions made it long time ago. They are just using members of parliament, that is the National Assembly, MPs, and the senators. They are being used to make sure that the process successfully ended the way they have plotted it. So there was someone who was telling us that if you want to get MPs from Nyanza or ODM MPs, buy Raila and get all MPs from Nyanza free. So once you have compromised their leader, you will get them, because people like Junet Mohammed, they're getting instruction from Baba, and he is the minority leader. So whenever he speaks in the parliament, he speaks what comes from Baba direct. People like Oscar Sudi, they get direction directly from William Ruto. So they work under their senior officers. So it was expected that these members of parliament, most of them don't apply their own conscience. They get instructions or directions from their leaders. Even the people from Wiper, even the people from Wiper, even Dan Manzo, he only gets instructions from Kalonzo. He's serving the Kalonzo interest in that Senate.
So so sometimes they don't make their own decisions.
Not sometimes, most of the time.
Okay, Ayaga. Eric Kabarigani, unmute yourself, Mr. Ayaga.
I'm here. How are you, Bernard? Benson.
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm very good. I'm trying to come with the video. I will unload in this one. I'm now there.
Okay. Thank you. Let me.
People.
Oh, okay. Now you're in.
Yes. So ukoaje?
Niko salama. Habari gani wewe?
Bernard, can you hear? Benson, can you hear me?
I can hear you very well. I don't know whether you can hear me on my side.
Okay, I can hear you but I think my volume iko chini. Wacha tu nirekebishe dakika 1 minute then taku taka
Oh, oh,
unisave na.
okay, sawa sawa. So, and like, and this is not the first time that we are getting an information from a member of parliament that is saying, okay, we were told. Remember back in the days, in 2020, it was in 2022, 2023 financial bill when members of parliament were sending out like the KRA officials when they went to they incited the members of the public against the KRA officials. Remember the day? Can you remember?
I remember.
And they're the people who voted for that financial bill in parliament. How what is happening with some of our leaders?
The way I've told you that most of our leaders, they do not apply their own conscience, and they don't know that people elected them differently. Like, for example, if you are elected from Madari, it is the people of Madari who elected you. Raila Odinga did not elect you to parliament. Even if you use his party to go to parliament, it doesn't mean that you must act under instruction. Sometimes you must take the view of the people who elected you. That's why you have seen most of the members of parliament from Mount Kenya. They can't address the people. They can't address the public because they ought to have consulted the people before impeaching Rigathi Gachagua. Rigathi Gachagua, impeaching Rigathi Gachagua was unpopular in Mount Kenya. So you ought to have asked the people first. Can I go and impeach Rigathi Gachagua? You must get an okay from the people. You don't get okay from William Ruto or Raila Odinga. People like MPs from Nyanza, they might not get it rough because impeaching Rigathi Gachagua was popular in Nyanza. People don't care. But in Mount Kenya, people care so much that why are they using our son? So if you come from Mount Kenya, you don't need to always get instruction from your leader. Sometimes apply your own conscience. Sometimes even if you can't apply your own conscience. Sometimes ask the people, what can I say in the parliament? I like this young MP from Mumias, Peter Salasia from Mumias East.
Yeah.
Peter Salasia, before they went into the national assembly, they were outside. Oscar Sudi was forcing Peter Salasia to commit, and there was camera that, are you going to vote? Yes. Peter Salasia respond to Sudi that, let us get inside, then I'll make the decision inside. I can't make confession over camera here. Then when they get inside the National Assembly, Oscar Sudi also look for him seated and asked him, I'm looking for you. I want to vote yes. Then when it's time come for voting, he voted no. So even under duress, Peter Salasia could not vote yes because he's a friend to Oscar Sudi. They are buddies and they are getting many things from Sudi because Sudi is a wealthy man. So even to an extent of your body, you rather lose your body, but do not vote under pressure from somebody. The people will ask you, you'll be accountable, that we send you to parliament to represent our interests. Why are you representing the interests of Sudi or interests of Ruto or interests of Raila? Because we can ask ourselves, who benefit when the Gachagua go home? Does the people benefit? No, the people do not benefit. Who is going to benefit from this impeachment of Gachagua? So you do not need to please someone because he's your leader. Sometimes apply your common sense or get consultation from the people or ask the people that, how can I talk in parliament? Should I vote yes or no? So you don't need to follow your leaders. That's my take, Brother Benson.
Okay, thank you so much. Ayag, are you back? Okay, and that's why like majority of Kenyans are saying, and you can remember even when during the so-called public participation, that was so much hurriedly, it was so much hurried, and people were asking, are these the priorities? What are the priorities that Kenyans are facing? That impeachment of the deputy president was not one of the priorities. People are talking about of medical, medical care. People are talking about of the funding model. People are talking high cost of living. People are talking of leadership. People are talking of major corruption that has been, those are the things that people were saying of great concern. But our members of parliament were having different opinion. And the funny part of it was like when the impeachment of deputy president was taking place, almost every members of the parliament, all members of the parliament were almost available. They were in the house. The following day, they did not even meet the quorum. The following day, yeah, there was no quorum. and the business of the parliament had to be suspended. Just imagine the following day. And that day, they were going to discuss the issues now touching on the people of Kenya, you know. And what happened? They did not show up. So it tells you that the impeachment, as much as we might say that it is impeachment, but is more of politics in it than the justice for the deputy president. I don't think he's serving the justice for the deputy president for every allegation that has been he has been accused of. Or
Yeah,
if,
that's why I've told you that the question should be who benefit when Rigiji goes home? Does the people benefit? No, people do not benefit.
people are not
Does
going
it,
to
does,
benefit.
it, does it change the economy of the country? It doesn't change the economy of the country. So who is this person who's going to benefit when Rigiji goes home? This is a person whom should be impeached.
So let me just ask you, and where will we be as a country if to say today Ayaga, kindly connect your device, then yeah, because like it's showing you're not connected to the internet. Because now as we speak today, um we have so many things that Ayaga, can you hear me? You're muted. Okay. As we speak today, there are so many things, like the leadership. Like say, for example, we know that usually we can have government, and we can have the minority, and where the minority should be checking the government, right? But in this case, we hey Ayaga,
I think it's back. Yeah.
Uh,
Just that one.
yes, now I can hear you.
hey, habari ya weekend.
Weekend iko poa, sijaona mabaya.
Okay, and we lost one of the best Benga musician, the legend herself, Princess Julie. She had one of our favorite songs that really brought awareness to the HIV was Dunia Mbaya. You know, maybe those days, I don't know, we were still very young, but like everybody could listen to the song, or everybody would recite the song. What do you say about the loss of the legend herself?
Okay, Princess Julie.
Yes.
Uh, I just want to send my condolence to the family. Losing a mother is not easy. Is a very painful moment in each and everybody's life. I think Julie made good songs when we were young. I can remember Gwenge, Roko Chali, Dunia
Amayo.
Mbaya, and there was also Malo Malo of Julie. I
Eh,
think between Julie also had Malo Malo, its own her own Malo Malo. So those songs were a little bit good with us, educative, supportive during those days when we were growing up. It also helped us fight the disease that was too rampant in those regions along the lake. Actually, Julie did a good job, and as a legend, we just wish the family well. I think all shall be well with them, but losing a mother in a family is not easy. It's hard. I know it will take them a little bit time to recover, but we wish them well during this trying moment.
thank you so much. And we, on behalf of this channel too, we wish them well, and we pray that God give them strength during this trying moment. So, Ayaga, I know you're aware that the bench has been constituted of three justice. We have Justice Eric Ogola, Frida Mugambi, and Anthony Murima that is going to look into the impeachment case of Rigathi Gachagua, and they've been appointed by Justice Martha Koome. What does this one signifies? What is signal does it send?
Okay, I think even by the word go, when some people, when we talk about the predicament of Rigathi Gachagua, we behave like we are defending him. We are not defending Rigathi Gachagua. We are defending the constitution. Bernard, Benson, you cannot make an impeachment of a deputy president so easy, even more than the governor. Have we ever tried to recall a MP? Recalling a MP in Kenya, that procedure is very hard, that you cannot. If we open that Pandoran box where we can just impeach the president simply because you have numbers and then there is a process in the law, what if by next year Raila Odinga fails and ODM now gang up with the Rigathi Gachagua's numbers to overturn, to impeach William Ruto? We may have a country where we will be having like 4 presidents in an election term. Within 5 years, we can even impeach 4 or 6, and that will not. We will not have a political stability. And when you don't have a political stability, I don't think you can have an economic stability of a nation. So I think courts, according to me, courts should not interfere with the political processes. But if the process is more crime than the process itself, then the courts have to enter, and court must stop it. We must have, when we are impeaching a president or a deputy president, let us have some very, very serious, gross, even the constitution is clear, gross violation of the constitution. In those 9 charges against Rigathi Gachagua in the parliament, I'm yet to see one that is gross.
But
They are just normal. Those are just ordinary. Yeah.
they're just ordinary. But now, what is here is the process we are looking at. Is the process followed? Yes, because they brought the motion in. It was tabled in the parliament. The public participation was done. The impeachment, they gained the requirement 2/3. More than that, actually, this one was one of the history. The process. Then after that, the letter was the Senate was informed, and now the process is taking place. But that they have followed the law, by the way. It's just maybe what they've done. But when it comes to in terms of law, they've followed the law. What is that? It has it has met the threshold.
Exactly. That is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They followed the law.
Yeah.
And what we are saying is very simple. Don't just impeach a deputy president or a president because there is a law given to impeach them. Those two. And now, because we have the law there, and now you have the numbers, you just look for a silly case somewhere that maybe president went and lied. Because if there is somebody who should be impeached because of lying and silly talks or street talks, is William Ruto. Even went to German the other day. He lied on a foreign land. It had to. So if we get that case, then we bring that case down here, because we will follow the law. That case alone. Now we are impeaching president because of that. That is what we are saying. The law was followed. The procedure is clear. We have tested our law. It is a lesson to the rest. But is that a gross violation of the Constitution?
But now let's come the way you're arguing about the president. But if you say that all that what happened when he was in Germany and the reports that came out that one was not true, but it should be the members of parliament. One member of parliament should come up with the same and say, okay, the president, you did this. This is not credible, and we are impeaching you on these grounds. And no member of parliament has done that. How can you initiate an impeachment? Or no member of the public has decided to do that? But now the member of parliament from the one who brought in the motion feel it wise that everything that he's saying, he saw them in the deputy president and he has to follow the law. Where mm,
Okay. Though I can't get you clearly. I don't know the volume on your side or my side. That is very small on my side.
because if my volume is okay, because if
Okay.
if
I think it is on my side. So
yeah
you ask why there is no a citizen, but it is the MP.
yeah
Okay. Thank you very much. For even during the BBI, the reason why BBI failed in courts was that a popular initiative, a president cannot initiate a popular initiative. You remember?
yeah
Now, if the president cannot initiate a popular initiative, now it must be an ordinary Kenyan. And which Kenyan have the guts, will afford the lawyers, will afford a legal team, will take his time, minus the political backing to take it? You remember Okuro Court also initiated something, but it fails on the county assembly because he lacked the political will. In an impeachment of Gachagua, like this one of Gachagua, what you need, number one, is a political will. And that political will, it is those member of parliament. Number one, you will start it, they will not sign it. You may start the process, you give them that form, nobody will sign it, and he will die there. So this one is initiated by the president. That's why I'm telling you is going to fail in court. Look at now the MPs for Mount Kenya East. I've seen the one from Imenti Central.
yeah
They are confessing, they are saying, we were duped. We were duped. We were so sure that it is Kindiki that will take over. Yeah. And now by the way things are going, we may not get it. Now that's where the problem is. This is a political process that there are people who are going to cry very soon. I told you from the word go, ODM has interest on this seat. And don't get shocked. Don't even be usishtuke ukispata when Rigathi Gachagua is successfully impeached and placed aside. ODM will demand, because how many numbers is ODM? William Ruto cannot impeach Gachagua alone minus ODM backing him. Can't. And ODM is not going on this thing minus a political interest. Many people will be shocked the choice of the deputy president if they will successfully impeach Rigathi Gachagua. So it is politics initiated by the president to remove his deputy. That's why we are asking courts. Because remember towards the general election, William Ruto had the numbers, yeah? Many MPs were on his side. If Uhuru Kenyatta had not gone for a handshake with ODM, and now they have numbers, they can look for any case, bogus case somewhere against the president, then they impeach the president. And that is what we are talking about. We want a case that if you read to me like this, don't tell me shares. Those are street talks. Those are idle talks. I'm talking about shares. That is not enough ground to impeach deputy president, because number one, the office of deputy president has nothing to do with the resource allocation in this republic. That's number one. So we just have idle deputy president, and I think our deputy presidents are idle, because even the same Ruto was idle when he was in that office.
So Ayaga,
Mpaka Ruto, the president called them tangatanga. Nyinyi mnatangatanga huko, badala tukae hapa tufanye kazi. So you cannot impeach somebody who has no work to do but he has a salary and security, ataenda tangatange huku aseme hizo maneno ya shares, but that is not the enough ground to impeach a deputy president.
Okay, now and that one, and I would also want to engage Miguda on it, because when we look at the position of deputy president, especially under this new constitution, we've seen that one. It has happened with the current president and the former president Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, and now the same thing is happening with the president and his deputy. Yeah. Should we look at this executive whereby the voting, we vote both of them? Should we look at it? Because there must be a problem, because if it happened with the former president and now is happening with the president, there must be something about this executive which should be looked into. Is either we look at the constitution on that, or we vet our leaders, because it might be that when the leaders are signing these pacts, they go with one thing. Maybe it is an office of deal making, that if the deal doesn't work, somebody will have to come out. Or what do you think, Mr. Miguda? Because we should look at it, because there's no way in which two seasons and two different administration, where the problem is here at the executive.
You know, having that we have experienced similar scenario with the previous regime and current regime.
Yeah,
it means that there must be a problem,
mm-hmm.
and there must be something wrong with the structure of the executive.
Yeah.
To be precise, the presidency, the president and the deputy president. There must be some nexus that do not meet. And to begin, maybe if you can propose amendment,
Yeah,
maybe if you can propose amendment that now you allocate some duties to the deputy principal. Deputy president. It doesn't appear that is only the principal assistant to the president, and it ends there. Why can't we allocate him some roles? Maybe he become the deputy president and the CS for interior, or to be in charge of the administration. So he's kept busy to an extent that he doesn't have so many triangles with the president, other than leaving it to a point that is only deputy principal assistant to the president. Then the constitution is silent. We need to look at this structure of the executive so that we can amend some roles to the, or we can include some roles for the deputy president. Vis-a-vis, I was also looking at it that we can also, as a country, we can amend the law. It's a question of debate. Ayaga said that if you try to bring your point, it looks like you are defending the regime.
yeah.
Anybody, even in the mainstream media, if you try to bring your point to argue based on political context or legal context, it appears like you are defending Rigiji. But
Yes.
that's not the case. Nobody is defending Rigiji. We are just trying to give our view on how we can have an executive that is peaceful. There is no wrangle in the executive. Or what if we have a role that maybe there are many things you can propose. Not that whatever I'm proposing, it should be that way. Or we argue that let's have a deputy president, so that when you retire with the president, retire all of you. But again, why do you deny someone his ambition? Maybe deputy president want to become president. So those are just questions to debate. Or also we can argue that why can't we even have a scenario whereby once you're a deputy president, or a president once is elected, he appoint or nominate his deputy after elections, so that they are not elected on one ticket, whereby he can fire him at any time. So that role of impeachment is taken away from parliament and given to the president. President can fire his deputy and hire a new one.
Oh.
If you can add those proposals in the amendment of the constitution, maybe it can work for the country. Because we don't want a scenario by each and every time we have a regime, there must be a wrangle between a president and a deputy president. Because the country is not moving. We are stranded.
You see, Kip, habari gani? Yeah.
Mzuri sana.
Okay, asante sana kwa
Ama ni Kip mgani? Unajua nilisikia kuna Kip Senator.
Senator Leo. Ni wewe keep captain. Yeah.
Very good. Hiyo ndio mimi sasa.
Okay, thank you so much. There's something that we are discussing here, very, very, very much important to me, and at least we can share our view. It can help because we are looking at executive, and this executive, with the new constitution, we've seen these wrangles, not even with this one, but it has always been in our country whereby the president has always have like issues with the second in command, but this one raises issues because like it happened in the new constitution that came in, that the framers thought this is going to solve that issue that was there before, but it has even made it worse. Yeah. For example, remember how the administration of Uhuru Kenyatta worked with the deputy president, Uhuru Kenyatta, the president, and Ruto, the deputy. Despite the fact that there were those wrangled, but like the president keep it cool. But this one seems not to be working.
I think, Benson, you are breaking up. You are breaking up. I don't know. Is it my network or your network?
Mine is okay. Migude, am I breaking up?
Maybe it is Kip's network. You are okay. You are very loud.
So can we look at
Let me come back.
Okay. Let's keep can help us to think, can we look at executive, or we can look at our political parties and say, like, when we are forming when we are coming in with our political parties, the pact that has usually been signed that we are going to give you this, those are the things that now should be taken out of political agreement, because this might be things that are raising the issues, the political pacts. Those are things that are raising the issues. Hello, Kip. Or Miguda, what do you think about the political pact that is usually being signed before the pre-pact or post-pact? Because these are the things that are bringing issues.
I don't know. People do forget, or people, I don't know how. I don't know. When it comes to politics, people they lose their that capacity to think, because we have had similar problems with this. Even there have been MOUs in this country. Things like Raila signed an MOU with Kibaki. Raila was never given prime minister. Raila signed things with there have been MOUs, but why do you honor these MOUs when they have never worked? I don't know why people still trust. Even 2027, people still sign these MOUs, this political pact. I don't think they are working. If I'm in your camp, we have to finish with you on the table squarely. I don't need to wait for MOU or to get power. Let us just have our shares before that thing we got it. So these things, people should learn that they have never worked, these political pacts. So you should not draft them prior to election.
And the political pact, let's just be very sincere. I think the political pact that has been designed, these are the things that are even making our country to be so much ethnicized. This political pact, you see, they're signing. Yeah. I think it is high time that as a country, we should get out of this political pact and let us have a party whereby people can compete. Yeah. Without having like, when you come, we are going to give you the deputy president based on the numbers that you are bringing. When you come, we are going to give you this based on what the numbers, So these are the things that are causing us, because immediately after signing this pact, in the end, you don't honor them. Then what happens? The disagreement comes. And at the point of disagreement, the Kenyan people are not benefiting, because it will be quarreling and struggle for power. At the end of the day, 5 years is over. You've done nothing, and Kenyans have not even gained anything from it. So I think it is high time. Or what do you think?
Yeah, that's why I tell you that people should learn from the past, because they haven't worked. Why do you have to sign them and they're not working? Because after elections now, we are getting some problems because people are complaining. Even Mike Sonko is complaining that he was promised some ambassador slots in the government. To date, he has not been given. People were promised things. They signed pact. There was some contracts were signed, and there was even a team of legal experts. Lawyers were present. Even there was an interview between Raila and Kalonzo, and you saw the people who presided were Professor Makau Mutua and Kivuta Kebwana. Now, after elections towards 2022, Kalonzo was arguing that we had a pact with Raila that he's only going to do one term. Whether he won 2017 or not, he support me in 2022. So Kalonzo was just crying that Raila need to support me in 2022 the way it was in our MOU. And they leaked that MOU, the way Gachagua leaked that pact, which they signed the ANC and for Kenya. So the Kalonzo team wiper leaked that information. To date, Raila was a candidate in 2022 presidential election and Kalonzo supported him. So these pacts are fake. They don't work.
And these pacts, one thing that they work, and this pact, they do not benefit the people, especially the people of Kenya. They benefit individuals. So in terms of in terms of signing this pact, you know, the political class usually sign this pact to mean that a region is going to get something, but in real sense, the regions do not benefit from this pact, because I think even the president William Ruto and His Excellency William Ruto and His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua coming together to form a political party, like, and they had the shares that you are saying. Those shares have they benefited the people of Mount Kenya, or have just benefited themselves?
Even this pact, you know, like for instance, like the issue of Kalonzo and Raila.
Yeah.
It was promised that if you support me, I'll give you this slot of prime cabinet secretary, I'll give you some slot of CS and some slot of ambassadors. So it means even those CS or ambassadors, they are there to benefit Kalonzo Musyoka, if in the case they could have won election.
Because they don't give it any other person.
It means even it is Kalonzo who will propose to Raila those names. It means even Governor Sonko was to propose those ambassadors to William Ruto. So it means the individuals who signed this pact, they are the one who are benefiting. So once someone as well as that is not benefiting from any pact they had signed before, that person might want to bolt out. Other person might bring some wrangles. So Rigathi Gachagua is just being impeached on the ground that there are just some internal differences between president and him. But it is not on the public interest. It's not on the national interest. It doesn't affect the common mwananchi. The impeachment process has nothing to do with the people. It has something to do with them themselves. That's why they said even the people who brought it are some young politicians who had made a decision that Rigathi Gachagua must go by all means. So this part of the so-called MOUs, we should learn as Kenyans that they have never worked, and we should not sign them going forward.
And actually, they are the main. If you look very keenly, these pacts are the main reason why we have this dysfunctional kind of like leadership, because people are so much interested in the pact that they are getting. Even right now, as the impeachment process is going through, everybody's asking, we want our person to be in there. What does it what does it mean? Yeah. So the position is not given on merit, but it's given on the number of voters, or the number of region, or like the region where you are coming from. That is the first qualification for you to qualify for such post. They don't look at your qualification, they don't look at your merit, they don't look at your background in terms of your leadership and your integrity. First of all, they will look at, okay, how many people come from your area, or how many number of votes do you have from your region. Then they give you the highest. So that's where the reason is. And for us to solve that, the country now should start moving away from these pacts, that political pacts that are being signed and being deposited, that are not even being honored. Keep habari gani?
Niko poa, naona network yangu inanirusha ikinileta.
Okay, haina shida. Sasa unajua swali ambao si tunauliza hapa ni swali ya kuangalia katika hii ofisi ya uraisi. Kwa sababu tunapata ni ofisi ambayo iko na shida mingi sana. Unapata kwamba hao naibu wa rais na rais mwenyewe wapati kusikilizana. Tuliona hii wakati wa Rais Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta na aliye rais wa saa hizi William Ruto. Na shida iko wapi kwa hii ofisi? Hatutaki kuangalia sasa, tunataka kuangalia ofisi yenyewe.
Unajua Benson na Niguda ana huyu jamaa sijui simuoni. Ayaga. Iko hivi. Tulikuwa Mtembei na hapo ndio tulianzia hii safari.
Yeah.
Na tukiwa Mtembei, kuna mahali tulikuwa tunalia sisi wote kwamba why is it that in our constitution the president is finishing the 10 years through incumbency, the second term incumbency is taking him there, and after that the deputy presidents come in to be the president. The problem now here is our constitution that does not define very well that if the president appoints his deputy or appoints his running mate to be the deputy president, after the 10 years, they'll go together and they should not come back. So now what's happening between the president now and the deputy president, that is Rigathi Gachagua and William Ruto president, is because William Ruto knows there is some weaknesses in the constitution of Kenya. When he supports the deputy president to be impeached, he knows that he will remain. But when they are coming in during elections, they are coming in as a pack. You see, we bring them together. Even the deputy president can go somewhere and speak that nilikuletea kura ngapi, nilileta kura zangu na wananchi wa Kenya ndio walinichagua, sio wewe, unaona. Lakini saa hii tukiwa sasa kwa impeaching, sasa ni makanga peke yake anaenda, tunapakisha dereva atupeleka aenda tuangushe kwa mtaro. Naona penye shida iko. And William Ruto is a political scientist. That is what you have to understand. Sisi tunapaki hapa tukiongea papa, lakini hatujaangalia pale constitution inasema nini. The constitution itself is the one that have a problem. If William Ruto was supporting the impeachment of his deputy, he should have in mind that when he supports the impeachment of deputy, they are going together the way they came in.
But how, you know, let's just be very factual here. Forget about now what has really happened. Let's take example whereby it is indeed, if it is, our politicians were very, very, very much genuine that exactly what is happening, or the deputy has violated the constitution, or the deputy president is one person who preached about one region of Kenya, yet he's a national leader. If we were really, really faithful to our country, forget about the part. Was it in order, or was it in order, or could it be in order? Let me say, could it be in order that the impeachment process was good, was okay, because you are impeaching somebody on the true fact finding, not a political impeachment. It is something that is true, that is that person.
Brother Benson, iko hivi, this way. The impeachment of the deputy president right now as we speak.
Yeah.
Even you, if I ask you, do you have any substantive evidence that you can tell us that this is the truth, this is what he has done, that he deserves to be impeached? You don't have.
No, I don't have. So the problem I have, the problem I have with the impeachment of deputy president is, one, the way it is being carried out.
That is why I'm also saying this. Yeah. That's why I'm also saying, even me, I don't support that impeachment, because I have not seen anywhere that he has been taken to, maybe even to court, and we are told, hii ni ukweli, hii alifanya hii. Sasa anadeserve aende. Unachukua mtu kama Sudi, unatuma pale aenda abweke, ati amujui, sijui president akiongea, mtashangaa kumbe kulikuwa na maneno. Why is Ruto mixing us? And again, the other day we saw president saying, I was not aware that my deputy was impeached, was to be impeached. I was not aware. But for me, what I'm saying, Benson, is that President William Ruto is using that constitution whereby he knows it has been defined on the way how a deputy president can be impeached. Not all of the part of the presidency, the way they came in as presidency. Unanielewa hapo? Pale constitution inawaleta vizuri sana. Wanawaingiza kwa ofisi vizuri, wanaingia tu ofisi vizuri wakiwa wawili. Lakini sasa, saya impeachment, kila mtu anabeba mzigo yake. Whereby I'm saying this, hiyo constitution ndio iko na shida, na Ruto anajua nyinyi hamjui hapo. That is why anasema huyo aende. The other day, unajua Uhuru Kenyatta alimpatia nafasi afanye kazi, kwa sababu mnajua Uhuru Kenyatta yeye akipata mikinsi yake hakuwa na maneno, naona. Lakini huyu Biblia na katiba iko hapa, Biblia katiba hapa, na jinsi ya kupata mali. I think so. Where the problem is exactly there, that we are bringing in constitutionally both of them. Lakini ikifika sasa mambo ya beba mzigo, beba peke yako, kulingana tena na hiyo katiba.
Ya, hiyo ni ukweli, lakini pia lazima pia uangalie, ndio nilikuwa nasema, unajua shida ambayo iko, shida ambayo sisi tuko nayo ni viongozi. Ya, viongozi ambao sisi tuko nayo, hao ndio watu ambao wako na shida, kwa sababu hata ukisikiza mbunge kutoka Central Imenti anasema kwamba waliambiwa na mnukuu wamng'atue mamlakani ili Kindiki aingie, lakini kwa sasa naona kama mambo kinabadilika. Inamaanisha we kama kiongozi hauna msimamo wako ama akili ambao unaweza kuwa nayo useme kwamba mimi kwa kauli yangu mimi sikubaliani na wewe, ndafanya kitu ambacho katiba inaniruhusu ama ile katiba inafaa nifanye, kwamba au zingatii katiba ya nchi yako, na wakati ulikuwa unakula kiapo ulisema kwamba utaheshimu katiba ya nchi. Sasa shida si ni yao tu?
Shida ni wao pia. Lakini ukiangalia one by one, Benson, vile anyone can be impeached, even the governor, president, the deputy president and all of them. Shida pia inaweza kuwa ni viongozi wale, yes, lakini na katiba je?
Mimi naamini katiba yetu hata kama iko na shida haiwezi kuwa na shida kushinda viongozi ambao si kitu tuko nayo, kwa sababu ya kwanza ukiangalia hao viongozi when you go to chapter 6 pale inaangalia integrity, some of them cannot pass that integrity test, but we allow them to go into the parliament because they have political backing. Or Miguda, what do you say?
But we have, I think I given my submission that point, that these MPs, some of them do not apply their own conscience. They don't apply their own mind. Because you can't be a member of parliament, then you are acting under instruction of your party leader. You are presenting even if you are representing the interests of your party in the National Assembly. But you should consider that sometimes you need to consult with the people. Leadership is about consultation. Because if the Gachagua impeachment is unpopular, people don't want it, why are you going ahead as an elected member to vote yes or to impeach him? Because you have received an instruction from a senior politician or a party that it must be done this way. So that is more of a dictatorship. But how a full grown up man, someone is giving you orders and you are elected by the people, not him, even if he gave you certificate for the party or during the primaries. But the fact remains that you are elected by the people, that power, it is with the people, not him. In the case of ODM or in the case of Wiper, not Kalonzo, not Raila. So as members of parliament, we should apply our conscience sometimes. Or even if you can't apply your conscience, try to consult the people that tomorrow we have a debate of impeaching Rigathi Gachagua. Should I vote no or yes? Then go to the parliament, and you can even have an excuse that it is the people who told me to vote no. It doesn't mean that you must vote yes because it has come from your patron or your party leader. So going forward, the way you have said that as youths of this country, going forward, we will ensure that those people are going to be elected. We must elect leaders who can consult with the people, not leaders who have been given direct tickets or leaders who are getting instructions from the party leaders. They're only representing the interest of the party leader in that house. That house is not for ODM or for UDA or for Wiper. It is a national assembly. It's for the nation. It's more of a state house. So there's no way we are going to do a business of your leader in that house. So to answer your question, the problem is also with our leaders, because some of them, even during the debate, you had them, most of women MPs, they were out of order because they ought to have stick to the 11 allegations when they were debating, but you find out that they were out of order. They were introducing some things which some of us never read in the 11 allegations. So it was more of even a personal grudge. So if I have a personal grudge with you, does it lead to impeachment? No, it doesn't lead to impeachment. So our leaders are the problem. To begin with our leaders, before you say that the constitution is having the problem, leaders who are presiding over the Gigi's impeachment did not get it right. Benson, mute. Benson, you have muted.
Habari gani Ayaga?
Niko swadakta.
Okay, nasikia kuna sound inatoka huko
Kwangu
lakini
nimeizima. I was on
asante. Kuna jambo Kip alikuwa na race, Kip captain alikuwa anasema ama viongozi wawili kikatiba walikuja pamoja, na kama katiba inawaondoa pia katiba inafaa waondoe pamoja. We uko na jambo gani ya kusema hapo?
the same is my reasoning, because what we have is not a parliamentary system of governance. We have a presidential system of governance. So these people are elected. You know, many people are a little bit confused. They say deputy president is appointed. Nobody appoint him. A presidential candidate, not a president, a presidential candidate appoints or nominates a running mate, not a deputy president, a running mate. And together the two, the candidate and the running mate, are subjected to the same ballot for the people to choose. So those two people are elected. So they are elected as one. So if there is a problem with the presidency, that cannot be on the deputy president only. Let us do away with the presidency so that the Speaker of National Assembly can take a 60 days in office, runs the country as we are preparing to have a new election.
Okay, in the event whereby in the presidency either one of them is accused of corruption, how can that one work?
Yeah, now that's where the impeachment of individual comes in, like what we are doing with the governors. Same, they are elected.
I think Benson, now you want to challenge us in a very wrong way. Let me say this: before we give these people the office, before we give them the office,
yes,
we know they are not corrupt. But when they come in office together, two of them, corruption will happen while two of them, they are in that office, and they will go together because they are both aware that corruption is taking place.
And
no office shall be left out. The deputy president's office, president's office, no office shall be left place. Corruption is corruption.
Yeah.
And you know, the deputy president's office is funded by president's office. That is State House is funding the office of the deputy president. So you cannot tell us that one of them will be corrupt. Both of them, they will be aware of that corruption.
Yeah, and thank you. And that's now where my reasoning should come. Where is the problem? Because the problem, to me, when I look at it in a very deeper sense, the problem is with the political party agreement. Because take, for example, Moses Wetangula, he has signed a pact with the deputy to bring in Kenya Kwanza. If you look at who has the power in that Kenya Kwanza, who has the say? The president or the the leader of UDA, who is the president, or the patron of the UDA is the president. Do you think if he called the speaker and say, okay, we need to do this, do you think he's going to say no?
Bernard,
brother, let me tell you this. You are now talking, you are bringing in these people on a scenario whereby they have not been elected. You are still talking of parties. And you want to bring it in to the government. Now they are in government, that a president now has to call the speaker by commanding him to do what he wants. You see?
So the reason why I'm saying that, how did they come into government? How did they come? They came through party politics agreement pack. And in that party politics agreement pack, who had the majority or who has a final say on a general scenario? Take a picture at Kenya Kwanza, the way it is formed. We have Mudavadi, we have Kalonzo Musyoka, we have Mudavadi, we have Wetangula, we have Amason Kingi.
No, I see you want unataka kuongeza rogo ya bure. Wacha nikumalizie. Au umekorogewa na simiti kwa hiyo ofisi. Unakumbuka Martha Karua wakati mmoja aliresign akiwa waziri wa nini?
Wa katiba. Yeah.
Kwa sababu ile kazi vile inafaa ifanywe ilikuwa commands inatoka kwingine. Why don't you resign and move on and tell the Kenyans that I cannot work with these people because of this on this and I'm withdrawing my party? No, we don't have to be taken for granted banati. Sasa kwa sababu tumetengeneza hii serikali, sasa tunapigwa simu kutoka huko, tunafanya tu vile imesemwa. No.
But that
alisema alihold the constitution akasema I'll protect.
But why
the people of Kenya?
And here, kama unasema you will protect, look at an MP is saying that they were told it was not an informed decision. It wasn't a personal decision that he did not even think of at one point. DP might be impeached, but he was told that we are going to impeach him and we are giving you this. And they said yes. And they took an oath in an office. And
no,
that
you
is
see,
because of
for somebody like Sudi,
yeah.
You know, somebody like Sudi sometimes unajua unaweza sunguka pale Nyalenda kwa soko.
Yeah.
Wezi kosa wazimu mmoja hapo. Naye ni UDA, hatuwezi kosa wazimu mmoja kama Sudi. Na unapata saa hiyo Sudi wakati anakuja on platform kutuongelesha, ameonja kidogo. Hawezi kuja bure. Hiyo ndio uzuri ya watu. Wanaenda kufanya maneno huko, wakishachoma kidogo wanatuletea story. Sasa mtu mwenye sazi ugonjwa wake naye ilimkosea heshima. Nani Moses Kuria angekuwa anaonja siku hizi hii story yote akachaka tungekuwa tumeambiwa. Lakini sio mambo ya Sudi kwenda kuzunguka kwa media ati sijui president akiamua kuongea awaambie ile vitu wakamfanyia, mtashangaa. How? Mbona tusiambiwe inside that Kenyans can support this impeachment? Because until now we don't support.
And okay, and thank you about that. And because I want to wind in the next 10 minutes. And I want to ask you about, you're talking about Honorable Sudi, because for some times or for the longest time, we've always seen he will say something and what he says will happen. You know, remember he say only 2 weeks. And we saw 2 weeks. And the other day he was telling Mlima Ijaguzwa, kuna tu mtu moja ndiye tuna, yeah, and is a member of parliament. What is making it so difficult for him to go to the parliament and execute this and lay those in parliament what he's tweeting on, what he's saying on the social media? What is barring him from going to parliament to say that?
That is the question I want to ask you also. When other members are given the microphone in the parliament, that I'm standing here to give and this and that and say, I'm supporting for this guy to go. He comes only and say, I'm voting yes. Tosha.
Ayaga, what is your take?
Alitetea nini yake? Yes yake. Hakutetea before.
I think my brother Benson, that is a very good question.
Yeah.
And like I said yesterday on a comment section, you see these politicians, they always have their mouthpiece.
Mm-hmm.
And I said yesterday, if you want to know the mind of Raila Odinga and what Raila Odinga is thinking, listen to Junet Mohammed. Don't even listen to anybody. Just get keen to what Junet Mohammed is saying. That is what will happen. Yeah. During Uhuru Kenyatta, we had somebody called Muradhi. Muradhi even told us before 2017 election that in the Uhuru second term, things are going to change and he's not going to joke with anybody. Those things came to pass. So in Kalonzo's circle, there is Dan Manzo. That mbunge wa sijui ni Kibwezi ama ni wapi.
Senator.
Yeah. If you get like today it was on a radio station, TV station. Whatever he says is what Kalonzo is saying. Same to William Ruto. Oscar Sudi is a spanner boy. What we call the nanini mboko la kanda na Kiswahili, watu wa mkono, insider. In fact, what Oscar Sudi, listen to what Oscar Sudi is telling you, like yesterday. Just go to that speech, then know very well it is William Ruto who is sponsoring this impeachment. Nothing else, nothing more, nothing less.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, thank you so much. Makubura is coming for the second session. You will allow me to go because I need to attend some other duties, and I appreciate. Ayaga, keep kindly please join Makubura in the second session, please. I beg you.
Okay, thank you.
If I might be around,
It's going to be 10.
I want to go 1, 2, 3 somewhere.
Okay.
Ayaga also, you have to come in because you don't have to stay in comment section. Come here, this country needs gentlemen like you to. But I'm sorry, I don't know if you are in Kenya, you'll be in for yourself.
Keep it
Me nimezoea. I will attack them at home.
No. This is something that I think, because if you look at the political scenario that we've always had, even what our politics is all about, especially during the campaigns, this political of attack and everything, it's something that is usually in the country. But I think moving forward, how can we as a people bring in civic education in a way that people can understand in terms of leadership? Who should we elect? Because I think like each and every day, if people keep on attacking, we go to the same political path that they've been playing. Yeah. So, but if we bring in civic education with facts and people come to know and listen, then I think like the larger percentage of people will have change of mind. And it requires like you become ambassadors even in your community and tell the community the kind of leadership that we think we need in a society. Or that one could be a bad reasoning.
That's a very good idea, but the problem in Kenya, the way it keeps us won't be. If you talk too much, you want to enlighten people so much. Our leaders are afraid of people who have education, who knows what they are doing. You become the enemy of the state for no good reason. You will be hunted like that guy now called Kebasu Morara. Is being hunted like a hare in the bush. Why? By just going to the public and tell public the truth. And that is what I always stand for. Let us educate people that politics and political processes affects their education, affect everything they do, affect them economically, and affect them socially. Either you vote or you don't vote, it will come for you. So Kenyans need to look for the leaders they are electing.
Okay, thank you so much.
Mr. Benson, you talk of civic education.
Yeah.
You are telling us of civic education when in reality we know the registrar of the political parties is approving Oscar Sudi, who is a class 2 leaver, go for in the name of Alizomea Highway High School.
But what happens is now depend with the area that, does it mean that that area where is vying, their lack of leaders, they're not even somebody who is going with independent?
Yeah, we have independent, but you see now, the thing that you are talking about, that when Sudi was talking, or even this guy Hayaga said that when Junet talks, you know Raila is speaking. When Sudi is talking, you know he's talking on whose behalf. Anabweka kwa niaba ya nani? Sasa yule amemlazimisha akue pale na ameambia wananchi msiniletee mtu mwingine.
But now
mwingine.
Sasa Kip, unajua
Yes.
sasa shida iko wapi? Kama wananchi
Wacha hata
wenyewe
hiyo. Hata kwanza ngoja kabla uniulize hiyo. Wacha hiyo. Alfred Kidero alikuwa amepata nomination ya UDA ama akupata?
Alipata.
Very good. So do we need something else to discuss from there?
No, we don't need, but like he had an option. He left and went to independent, but the people did not elect him.
Walisema msiniletee mtu mwingine na tunapiga suit yellow.
Sasa hapo ndio sasa inafaa sasa tuanze kuongea na wananchi, waambie bana, hii mambo ya
sasa hiyo civic unatuambia wewe hapa, and then we have the deep state coming in and say msiniletee makala zingine.
Sasa sasa unajua bado iko sawa, kwa sababu hata ukipiga hiyo deep state bado itakuwa, unajua.
So how can we do away with this deep state? Because the other day I was saying paka anamaliza panya na panya wanajiuliza huyu nani atatufungia kengele kwa hii paka hii, anatumaliza.
Ndio maana unajua this, ndio maana nasema the kind of politics that is being done, yeah, it's also something that you find that we tend to forget and go into it without us knowing very well that we are in that kind of politics. Because look at times when people are in politics, you could not even imagine that the Right Honorable Prime Minister and William Ruto could have been talking right now. Yeah. But now they are buddies. Yeah. Yeah. You find that also us, when we come and after these things started to happen, we go on the attacking mode. We are forgetting that now, how can we as a people find a way of getting out of this kind of like politics? How can we create a new path? But while creating that path is not going to be walking the path, because remember, you are trying to construct the foundation that has been laid. You're challenging the system. It is not going to be easy, you know. So when you go on the attacking mode, every time we come and we want to attack, okay, so and so is a tribal, so and so is a tribal, that one elevate the tribalism, the kind of intelligent tribalism politics that they are playing, because you are also.
But Benson, I don't see any problem if we tell you to the face that you are tribal. We need to tell you because all of us, we are Kenyans, and you are for that country. There is no one who sent a CV that I should be born in Kenya. No one.
Yeah, that is true. Your point. So and the issue of tribalism, I don't think it has started with us. This is something that has always been preached, and remember, they preach it and they say that we want to be tribal. So, and one thing that we don't do, we don't appreciate our tribes, but we condemn our tribes. Yeah, we don't appreciate our ethnicity. Yeah. So if we can have a civic education, and something that we have to know, one thing that we have to know, we are tribes. We are tribes in this country, and we have to appreciate our tribes. So then when we are coming to election, what are the qualifications that we are giving when we are going for election, or when we want to award office to somebody? We don't award anybody office due to the fact that his tribe has the majority or his tribe has the highest number when it comes to giving an office. Because you agree with me, even in 2022 general election, the one item that really played in the politics was about tribe. And when even Baba was giving Martha Karua to be the running mate, I don't think that her qualification was considered, because, you know, Martha Karua has always had his own standings. Yeah. So the reason why she was nominated the running mate, one, it was nominated first to bring in the number. Yeah, they did not consider that Martha Karua usually will say no for some of the things that even Baba will say yes. That watasema hiyo tutaangalia mbele, but kwa sababu tunaangalia upande unatoka iko na kura ngapi, we kuja, unaona. So that is something that now we have to expand and explain it. That is not on your tribe. That is why we are giving you that position. Even the Rigiji, I don't think Rigiji was given that position because Mount Kenya lacked so many leaders to be given that position. No. Or Kenya lacked anybody to be the deputy president. We had so many qualified Kenyans who could take it, who could have taken that position. But due to the fact that the Rigiji region was bringing more votes, that was first qualification. So those are the kind of the things that we should talk about. Another thing that also I'm suggesting, this idea of signing the pacts is creating problems because you sign the pacts, when you go there, you don't honor them. In the process, you disagree. Who suffers the most? Kenyans who are not even there when those pacts were being signed.
No, Benson, there, for signing the pact, I disagree with you. Let the constitution to define this pact. When we make amendments later,
yeah,
in the near future, let the constitution define it. Part of the presidency is part of the president until, if it is until 3037,
yeah,
let them be like that when there are two of them. If it is only 2 years, wamalize miaka mbili waende.
That is my suggestion anyway. But gentlemen, thank you so much. And Makobura is coming for the second show, so please kindly join. Ani, asante sana kwa kukuja, umepotea. We hope you're doing well. We've not seen you for a while. I hope everything is okay. Just let us know in the comment section how you're doing, and we will be very glad. Ayaga, Kip, and Ugoda, thank you so much for your time, and may God bless you. See you in the second session of the show.
Okay, thank you very much.